Hi, so I'm about to show you my second block in my Slow Stitch collaboration. I must say I'm a little bit late in posting this one because I got a little bit stuck for my ideas, but I thought you might like to see what I've done, and I'll post this video after Anne, Handmade by Anne, receives it. So firstly, I made this little, it could be a decoration, it could be a pin cushion. So what it was is it's linen with a printed pattern on, made by Kath from the Happen Store. I went to a class with Mum where we were stitching panels like this, and I just did this little one and picked tones of grey and white, but I've added in some little sort of blue, aquamarine kind of colours. So it's a cute little thing. It's all hand stitched, the whole thing. And so I thought that's her little decorative piece that will go with her product. Then I don't know if I fully showed you this in my last video, but I made these for everyone. So I basically just tore up a piece of cotton, and I have stamped on it using some of my stamps. So they're cute little things you could cut out and put into a slow stitch project. So everyone's getting one of them, all on old antique, don't know if they're antique, but old wooden spools. Some are little and some are a bit larger, but all the printed things are exactly the same. And then this is her little extra pack I've given. Sorry, the light might be shining on the plastic bag. I don't want to open it up just because it's all laid in there, but underneath there are lots of indigo dyed fabric, some shibori dyed. I've done a lot of the dyeing, and then Kath from the Happen Store, I've put a few bits and pieces from her as well because she's an amazing dyer. And then a whole bunch of vintage laces in there as well, and I've just tied it up with a piece of selvage from my shibori dye. And then here's my block. So I know Anne only really wanted grey and white. I did find that difficult just because I didn't really have that many fabrics in there, so Mum had to give me a few, and then I found an embroidery, and then these scallops I actually found a at a sort of crafty op shop that we go to that Rach has mentioned before, called the Sewing Basket. I found a container of someone who'd cut out heaps of these clamshell pieces, and there was a whole heap of grey ones in there, so I pulled a few out. Some vintage trims all over the place, which is easy because I've got so much of that. Of course, I've sewn some buttons on. I've sewn it on everyone's. Now that this is, I think, another part of this. And then I was inspired by, let me think, Mandy Poulto, I think that's how you say her name. I got her book recently. I don't know where it is, otherwise I'd show you. And she, actually I might know where it is, just give me one sec. I think it might be Mandy Patullo. Anyway, I can't find her book, it's somewhere around. And she had a little thing in her book where you could stitch birds, so I really wanted to give that a try. I planned this out right at the beginning, and I was a little bit conscious that Melanie Sullivan did a bird for myself and also for my sister, which I absolutely love. And I was thinking, oh, I don't want her to think I'm copying, but then I thought, oh, look, I planned it out before we even started this project when we first got all our people. And so I just decided to do it. So this is a blue wren, which is a bird that is found on Kangaroo Island in Australia. They're really beautiful birds. They're actually a brighter blue, but I thought I'd just go with a pale blue just to fit in with the grey and white tones. I didn't want to go too crazy with colour. Then I've got some old Suffolk puffs, a little bit of stitching here and there. I've done a bit of stamping the name of the blue wren. So this was supposed to be like a field note page on a bird, so that's why I've got things like that on here. Anyway, so I might lift it up so you can see it a bit more closely. Anyway, I'm really happy with how that one turned out. I was stuck for a while, had the backgrounds all stitched down and then didn't know quite what I was going to do, but anyway, I'm really happy with how that one turned out. So that is Anne's block, and that plus I'll put some Caramello Koalas in, Aussie Caramello Koalas. That will go in the mail today or tomorrow. And I'm very late because she should have received it by now. And then I thought I'd just show you the start of my next block. Again, it's a grey and white theme, really. People are liking to challenge me. So look, I've started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do quite a bit of decoration inside the heart and possibly some down here. So I'm thinking of, this is just a flower I took off an old sheet, and I thought I might do some embroidery on that. And then I'm going to add some embellishments. I'm going to stitch a bird up here and maybe do some other embroidered flowers, that kind of thing. So this one is for Jeanette, who is from My Cottage Crafts. And again, the grey and white theme is a good challenge for me. All of this will actually, it's a bit buckly at the moment because I put a piece of sort of lace curtain over the top of calico, but once I stitch it all down, it should lay flat. So I've done all the slow stitching on the background. That is some French General fabric in the background. I've done a J for Jeanette, a little bit of embroidery here, vintage buttons along the bottom, and then it will have a lot more. And I'm basing it on like a love theme and birds and gardens and things like that. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. And then the final thing I'm going to show you in this video, now I will post this after the ladies receive their pieces, is I completely finished my second block of my Indigenous women who were victims of domestic violence. This is one where it's an unnamed woman, but I'm pretty sure she was Indigenous. And when I'm not an expert on this, but I've noticed when Indigenous people are buried at their grave, they put a lot of really beautiful, colourful flowers. So like they flood it with beautiful flowers. So I thought I'd give her a beautiful garden to rest in peace in that garden. So I've just using a die cut machine cut out some different shapes of flowers and then done a little bit of embellishment like that. It's got a few layers of fabric, etc. And then again, I've given her a butterfly to represent her freedom from the violence, and a bit of old trim there. All right, so I've got one more block of this to finish, which I'm planning to finish in the next week so I can get it posted off. And then I'll show you that on another video. Well, I hope you like seeing what I've been up to lately, more sewing than paper crafting, but I am planning on making Christmas journals, so I will get onto paper crafting soon. Okay, thank you. Bye.